Now let's see. Now we should be in order. Okay, we can start over. So in this session we are first going to be looking at some Forex trades. We typically do like 4 Forex trades, and then we jump over to binary option, and from then on we will jump back forward to where we have the most action. Typically we get from 1 till around 6 trades for Forex, signals I mean, and binary option, it's another beast that can be different in every session. Sometimes you can get up like 15 trades, sometimes you get like a couple. I can't predict the market, we need to have setups, so I will never promise how many signals we'll get in a session, but I do my best. That's our promise. So if you want to be using and copying what I'm doing, use this broker you see here, and for binary option use the broker you see here. For sessions, I have sessions every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, 7:30 to 8:30 GMT -3. Okay, so one thing I do use every time before I trade, this can be for Forex or this can be for binary option, we need to check here. That's something I will repeat in every session because it's actually very important. I have proven over and over again how important it is, because news, not always, but when impact the market so strong that it's yeah, you will lose your trades if you don't think about it. Okay, so when you have signed up here, you can make a free account. Every time you see here, will follow your own time zones. You don't need to sit there with the calculator and calculate in between the time zones. Like you see, I am GMT -3, okay? So then everything here is my time zone. If you sign up, whatever time zone you have, everything here will change for you, okay? So what I do before I start trading, I go to news in the menu on top here. I go to economic calendar. Then what I'm looking for is something called 3-star news, okay? Like you see here, 3 in the morning for me. If you're in Europa, around 8 in the morning for you. So let's see, here we can see 9:30. So in about 2 hours is coming 2 3-star news for dollar, and a little later on come 1 more 3-star news. So be aware of that. I will not think about this when I'm doing my trading today, but be aware, it's your responsibility to follow the trades. So when you come, for example, then to 9:30, let's say we have a trade open, okay? Let's say a trade we open today almost is going to hit the stop loss. Then make no sense to close a trade that is almost in stop loss, so just let it be. But what you do, you follow that trade. So if you then see that the trade shoot in the direction you wanted, don't be greedy, just close it when you see the, because probably maybe it's in little profit for you. But in the case that the trade is a little in minus, little in plus, much in profit, whatever, close the trade and wait 1 hour after. In this case today, you can see 9:30, that means 10:30. It's coming a new news 11. So then probably you should wait till 12, because it does not make sense to open a trade 30 minutes before a news. So this is how it is on days. When it's like this, yes, it's problematic to trade, but I have one good news for you. For binary option is a little different, okay? So for binary option, you don't need to think too much about which you have open, because I open only 30 seconds, right? Or 1 minute if you use 1 minute close time. I personally use 30 seconds, so if you trade like me, you have 30 seconds also. So with binary option, it's a little different. So if you come little before the news, you can trade till basically till 09:28. So like 2 minutes before the news, okay, stop. Okay, then wait 30 minutes, so that means around 10. You see there's no news then before 11. That means you can trade at least for 58 minutes. Okay, just check that it's not crazy movement. Let's log in here now. I will show you. Let's log in. By the way, like I said before, I do not store any password, everything. I had got hacked before and I lost everything. It take me days to fix the accounts. So they have new tools today that they can be able to take your password that are inside Google Chrome. So don't do that. Now, if you start to see that, let's take to the bars instead. It's much more. If you start to see this one is moving up down like crazy, then don't trade. But if you see like it is now, like very small movement, then it's a very good time to trade. By the way, I typically don't do this, but we always start with Forex. But here we had a beautiful line from the start, so why not do it? I will just write down this. Binary options buy line at let me see. Now it's difficult to see because we are so close, but I can put my mouse there. 145 06 48 for F GPY. Okay, there we have it. Then you have the number. Let's change it for 30 and 100. Typically I do with Forex first, but just because I wanted to show you something, when you got a so beautiful line, why not take advantage of it? So then let's follow a little here and see how this will turn out. If we can get a trade here early on, that would be amazing. So now, like I said, 145.0648 is the number we are looking at. We are ready to go in. Now let's see. If we can come down to this line, we will go up. Like I said, typically I do like 4 trades for Forex before I even look this, but today got as I wanted to show something, but I can't. This is a dream line for me. So yes, I find lines like this all the time when I'm trading myself with my private accounts. This is on my private account also, of course, but I use it only for YouTube and this academy when I'm trading live. So this is more like my business account, we can call it. But yes, I only trade these lines when I trade in that these sessions, things like that. But when I trade, when I trade myself, when I trade these sessions, it's not always I find a beautiful line like this, and I need to do something in the session, so it's not always I get these beautiful lines. Because when you are hunting for trades just for 1 hour, and you also are doing some Forex in between, then it's not always you can get a trade in, you know. So, but this looks nice. If you can just, we know we have some type of resistance here that have now turned support over here. So if you can just break into the zone, we can maybe get a copy of this and we can get a bunch of trades. And this is actually a good sign, what you see here now, that he have a little problem to break this one here. Is a good sign. That shows me that he probably will respect this line also. So that's a very good sign for us. So now we just need to be a little patient Maybe I could jump a little back forward between some Forex trade. We could do that as we have everything in order. So as long as we keep just this one open, we will manage to do that. Let's see. No, I don't even, not even for $1 I need to upgrade. We don't need to pay for TradingView. Make no sense. At least not for the way I use it. So this is the trade we did yesterday. You see, it was a beautiful entry and we won. So let's remove this. Where we are in the market right now basically tells me that there's nothing we can do. The move was done, and you can see we even got a copy of the trade we did. You see here, this hit a take profit. Here once again we could have got one more. So right now nothing we can do. What we can see is that he have broken this resistance that have now turned support. So maybe he will have a continuation, but for now we need some more confirmation about it. So I'm not going to touch this trade. Now let's see. Let's take the next pair. Here we see we are in a downwards trend. It's quite clear, you see, downwards. So when we see something like this, we are only looking for sell opportunities. So the opportunity was basically up here. We see we had that trend. We did break out the trend, so this line is not active more. But as the move is done, we are in the bottom, and as you see, we are looking only for sell opportunities. For this pair, we can also just skip it. We are not trading against the trend. Yes, you see this area here. We can mark it. Have a strong support. You see it's holding very good. You see we broke here. This probably was a news, and we did shoot up after. Maybe we had two news and in both directions, but you see this area is very strong. But even though we know this support is strong, we can never trade against the trend. If you start to do that, you will lose as a trader in the long run. What we can check here now, let me see. Let's try to mark this one as good we can. I think there. What I like to see now is if this one will be respected. Here we can end up coming in a squeeze. If that happens, we might have something, because then at least we can come up to this region again. So let's wait and see. A squeeze here can be, because even though he broke out of this trend before, this trend line, I want this, for me to take this as a squeeze, I would like to see that he respect the line here, do it one more time here, in another bar. You see he did not respect it now. So that would, if I was going to see this as a squeeze, I would need to see it respecting here, come here, respecting here, and then break out. But as we see, he did not respect it. That means this line is not valid more. So this line, we can just move it up here again. It's not valid more. So you can see this is the trend line we had here. No one is using it more, because that's how it works. If you have wondered why some type of lines, some type of indicators predict a little market. Indicators I don't use because they're lagging. That means at when the move come with the indicator, the move is already done, okay? But the reason this type of things works, the reason this support lines work, the reason like this trend line work, is because so many people are using it, and then automatically it will respect. The reason sometimes you get a spike like this out of trend line is the big banks. They know that people typically here, for example, if you put a short here, you will put a short a little above the previous high here. And if you've done that, you see, if you put a little above, the banks make so crazy a lot of people had a stop loss. I can show you where they would have a trade. They would typically take a trade around here. Let's move it. They would have put a stop loss just little bit above this spike here, right? And then maybe take a target down to the next support area. This would be a trade. Many people have taken this trade, trust me. And then the big banks see, wow, many people have a stop loss in that region here. Let's take them out and then later go in the direction they actually had. So the people were correct with the trade, but the big banks, they know a lot of people had put the stop loss around here. So sometimes they do this just to take out when they see there are many that have the same type of trade. So we need to be a little smarter than the rest of the people when we put our stop loss and things like that. Now looks like we are very far away, but we still will follow this one. Gold. Gold is one of my favorite things to trade. Now let's see how this looks like. So we see now we did follow this line beautifully. We have done a lot of trading here, but we got a breakout here. We came in, we respected the little, do you see? And now we broke out again. So I think, where can we put the target then? Let me see. Seems like a run up here. Let me take a line and check. I think around up here could be a valid area. You can see the spikes go up to that region. I think around up there. Let's see if we can manage to get in a trade here. So if we take a trade here now and we do target up to there, where can we have the stop loss then? The stop loss will tell me if I will take this trade or not. I need to have a good stop loss. I think I like this. I think I like this trade. Let's take a picture of that. Now let's write down this trade. Forex long trade for gold at, let's copy, and here is the rule. When point of rule for you that copy my trades now, the time I take the entry price and I copy it there, then just, if you want to copy, go long on the trade and then put in the stop loss and take profit after. Because sometimes I go in here, like I have not taken it yet, go here and edit, just so we get a little better position. If I see the common move, now the trade is active, so now you can copy, okay? That's a pointer rule we do, okay? Just so we make sure you follow that rule. Then now the trade is active. Whatever happened now, we don't care. Take profit, and there we have it. Okay, cool. First trade in. Now I will take this trade myself, so be aware of that. I will just fix everything for myself. So you have the entries there up in the bar here, so you can just copy it. So like I said, now I will take the trade myself, so be aware of that. Okay. Just bear with me. Okay. So that was the first trade of the day. Let's save it. Let's move that one to the top and mark it. And let's take one more pair and then we'll start to hunt for a binary option trade. Okay. So for this, let's just check here. Nothing yet. Here we see the move is done. I say that you typically go to the middle point. We have done that and even higher. It's just a few times you come all the way up to the start of the trend. So this move I see as done. We can see that we have come up to this strong resistance up here. As we have broken the middle point, I don't think more about the way of the trend because I feel then it's broken. So now we need to look for new opportunities after here. As we're going sideways, I'm willing to take trades in both directions. I don't think about any trend because the last trend is upwards. Okay, we had a downwards trend with a trend line. So now I will just look for a new trend from here. So right here, I need to see what the market want to do before I even consider a trade. So for now it's just one trade, but that's good. Now we'll see if we can get ourselves a binary option trade. So let's take a look. I typically just start here. Let's see. We zoom out to see if we find an area of interest. This one was not that strong. Not here either. We skip that one for now. Let's see if we can find something good. I think we have something up here. Let's see. If you let me make a line, that would be nice. Let's change that for red. Let's take to 30. And if we come, it's very tight, but let's see. I think I want to move just a little bit. Let me see. There. If you come up to that line, yes, let's take it. So that's a binary options line for out CHF at let's see. I mean it's at, if we lose we will take a new one. The next area of interest I think would be around up there. Let's just mark it there. But let's see, if we lose first, we won that trade basically. But still, I will now mark this region 0, 6, 11, 94, 0. I need to write everything again. Okay, cool. Okay, all good. Binary options line for out CHF at. There you have it. Now let's do this fast. There. Let's take it back to 100. So we made $92. Now let's put it like this so we can follow better. So if you come up there again, we will take a trade. But a good start, at least we got a trade. Let's check back to our good friend here. Always when you check in between, we need to remember that we need to turn back to 30 seconds. So a good $92 profit. We see this line is not perfect. That's what I told you about. In these sessions, I can't always take perfect lines. You see, this I call a line typically broken. I don't like it when it's like this. And up here, let's see if we can zoom out a little more. I think we can have it around there. So if we lose, here is the rule, okay? When I'm now sitting here following, right? And if this, now I'm only following the line up here, okay? So if I come up to this line here, and this one is broken, then I'm waiting. If I come down again, I still will look for take a sell trade here, but then will be with a $200, right? But if for some reason I break up here and I come to this middle point up here, what I will do then, and it close here, the bar close here, then I will change this line to green. So if I then come down to this green, I will then take a $200 trade on this one. But if we continue upwards, I will take a $200 trade here. If then he break down from this line and down here again, and close the bar here, I turn this one to green. Then I will also look for a line here. I think around here, I will put a line here, and I'll make a green one here and red one here. Then the 400 trade will be down here on this line or on this line. If I break up from this one with that same scenario, then I will change this one. Only if I close a bar up here, this will be turned green, and I would look then from another area, and looks to be around up here. That's a good one. That one would then be red, and then martingale works at it. So I work at very specific lines where we have a super high probability of winning. That way martingale is 10 times better than don't use it, because we are then trading on lines that we typically could have traded by the way, but it's strong lines, and he will not break through all of them. He will take a bridge on one of them. Yesterday I got the biggest losing streak I have had. You see here, we lost 1, 2, 3 in a row. That is not normal. But I did explain after that we could have prevented one of them. We did take one line up in between, and let's not do that. I did take more like a line here. You see, you do have a weak support here, so I have one line in between. If I had skipped that, we would have just lost 2. So I also win my sessions. Sometimes I don't think clearly, so I do a mistake, but I do my best so I don't do, because my account is big, but I know some of you maybe are over trading, and I don't want you to lose too much. That's why I keep it to us the best lines, so we do the best we can. Now maybe we get to trade again soon. We do have a little resistance here. Looks like he's breaking it now. So it would be nice if we could get a trade up here again. Other than that, do we have a line in the bottom? Let's zoom out crazy much. There seems like we maybe have something around here. Let's see if we come down to that range, and let's see. Around here it looks like we can have something. Let's take this one green, just so we have something. Yeah, we can see the spikes go down to that direction, do you see? So yeah, if we come down to this green one, we will consider that also. So currently this is what we are trading. So now we just need to wait patiently and see how this turns out. So now we just need to have some patience, just to wait to see opportunities. Now let's see. So like I said, we will buy at this green line and we will sell at this red. If we break this, the next area, the martingale will be here. This one we have not prepared any martingale yet. If it happens, we need to zoom out. That's why maybe I don't want to buy on this line, because I don't have any lines below, so we can't prepare any martingale. I am a little worrisome to take a trade on this green line down here. Yeah, I don't think I want to trade on it. It's a good line, but it's not one I can martingale on. That's also something you need to think about when you're going to do martingale. You need to zoom out. Do we have any lines you can put below? You see the market does not have any information below here, at least not for the nearby future. You can see we are back to yesterday here, and we don't see no information below here. That means I can't put lines, and when I don't have information, I can't trade on this line. Here we can, because I have a lot of information to take on. We can have one here, we can put one more up here, we can put one more up here. All this is perfect lines. I can mark them so you can see. We have one here. Let's turn that one to red. So if this one got broken, then the next line up will be this one, and we will patiently wait for these lines, you know. Here we have amazingly good one up here. So you see all these lines are lines where we can see that is super strong resistant. So if you start to go crazy and break this one and break one more, for sure he will not break one more. He will need to take a small breather at least before he break it eventually, if that's the case, what the market want to do. So that's why we have a so high win rate with this system. So now, like I said, we are not going to trade this green line. This is just a security line for us. So we might martingale if we, for example, lose any spike up and go down again. We might martingale one time on this line, but no, we are not. The first trade we are not going to take on it. What I can say, this line is strong. It is, but we are not going to take our first baseline trade on this line. No, we are not doing. So this is my thought process behind buying the option. Now we are a little far away from this line, so why don't we look through some Forex trade while we are waiting. So what we can see for Bitcoin now, we have breaking below the blob. I call this my blob, and what I can tell you with 100% guarantee, Ethereum is below the blob also. Let's go and see. Below the blob, you see. So We see Bitcoin is in a downward trend, so we are only looking for sell opportunities. So what we want to see, if we want to be a trade for me now would be if you can get the green bar to come up to test this region up here. We can mark it, let's see, around up here. If we can come and retest here and we see that the bar come up, hit test, and we see it stops up around here, and you start to see a start of a red candle, we can then put our stop loss above this blob here, this resistant area here, and target the previous low. That will be a trade for me here. Okay, let's see, we are still not there, but we're getting close. Let's take one more pair. Okay, so here is basically the same scenario I talked about before. We had a downward trend, we break out of this trend, we even broke it higher than the trend started. We are now above this support here also. We can see we are starting more like a new trend here now. Let's see. That looks quite nice for me. We can look for our short trade here. Let me just check fast. We are golden. In this case, let me just drag this one. I will take the stop loss a little out here, and we can target the bottom. There, we take this trade. So that is for our Forex for out. Now you can take the trade. We take the entry here. We take our stop loss level here. We take our profit level here. So there you have the trade. Now you have the possibility to go in and take this trade. You see the entries up here. I will now take this trade myself, as always. Okay. Okay, let's mark that one. Let's save it and move it to the top together with gold. We are actually running a little in profit already, so that is nice. Now let's see what's going on here. We are ready, we have 30 seconds and we have 100. So if you come up to this line, yes, we are going to go in. Maybe we can get in a Forex trade in between while we are waiting. Typically I also use a split screen, but that do not look so nice on this session, so that's why I don't do that. A split screen between Forex and binary option. Now let's see, we are getting very close. Now I want to follow here while we are so close. Come on. We just needed to come up to our line. Let's see. Maybe he don't want this time. We see that the start of the resistance is very let me see, did I write wrong here? Now let's see. This here is moving very strongly downwards. Super. These type of things I don't like to trade that much, by the way, when we see a steep like this, because we don't have so much room to trade in. Because as I'm a trend line trader, if you come up the line, I target previous the lowest area we see on the market, and when we see something like this, we don't have a lower area to go in. So if I take a trade here, I will target here, and it's not a trade for me. So these type of things I don't trade. But what we can look for here, it's a break of the trend line. Because we will go basically to the base zone. I think the base zone will be around here. So we can mark it around here. I think that's the area we can come up to. So then we will see what the market wants to do. So if you can break out of this trend line here, the target area could be around this. Now just mark it for you. It's not a rule that will go up to this. I will need to check more when the trade actually comes. And then my stop loss, I will just put it below here and target around here. I will need to check some previous data when we were in that region, how far he did go up that time. But for now, yes, around here I think will be the target I will set. So you can mark that one down. Let's go back to binder option. We are not up to the line, so you can continue with Forex. So Ethereum basically is a copy of Bitcoin. We have a short term, very short term, a little trend upwards, but no, I think the target will be up to the blob area here. I think he might come up here. If he breaks up, then we are back into this area, but it's a possibility he will just come up here and continue downwards. And I've told that before. I don't believe the big bullish market come yet. It was like super like bullish for Bitcoin, Ethereum. Now we're going to the moon. It was too early. It's too early. We typically are in bear market much longer than this. Okay, takes longer time before we come to. Trust me, when people will not be ready for the bull market, they never are. You typically when too many people think they're in a bull market, we are not in a bull market. We are in a bear market. Trust me on that. So I believe that it will go more awake. So more down, I mean. So let's see, how are we in time? We have been live for 44 minutes. So we think around 10 more minutes we'll be trading. Don't looks like we're going to get in more here right now. So let's take another Forex pair. We do have a strong trend upwards here also. Like I said, I don't like to trade these strong ones. Here it is some possibilities for trade actually. There are enough for me to trade. So here, if you can get a red bar down to around this region here, a trade for me here, I would easily, let me see. No, I don't find nothing here. Here, I will take a long trade around here. I will target up around to the previous high closed bar. Okay, closed bar. Then we just add on the stop loss. We get our 1.5 ratio, and beautiful. This will be beautiful. So if we can just get a red bar that come down to this trade in here, I can take it easily. We can even take it later on around here. We still, let's see, yeah, I'm still happy. when I say still happy, I would like to have it below this start here. So if I can have a stop loss just below here, I'm happy. So here we even around in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours the trade is still active. Okay, so we just need to wait for some red bars to come down, but we need to touch this trend line. Okay, this I would consider close enough, this spike down here. So if we could have entered here, I would have happily taken a trade here. So, but for now, no trade. Okay, now let's take a look at the trades we have done. I did a mistake when I did right. I did right long, you see, was short. It's sometimes I do things too fast. I use the previous text and I forget to change something. But it was quite clear that we had, and even when you're going to put in the stop loss and take profit, he would not let you to do that. So no one would have taken this trade wrong, because it's not possible. Because when you put your stop loss take profit, your broker will not allow you to do it. So it was a clear short trade. But yes, this is a nice trade. I like it. For gold, we see it's running currently a little in minus. But yeah, let's wait and see. I'm pretty sure that this will happen. We see that this, if we're going to mark here now, we can see, let me see, around here, we have a strong support. So here you see he tested that support. That's why this trade is still good, because we have this trend line, we broke it out, and we are now testing this support that is normal. He typically go up, he test support before he shoot up. So that's why this is a good trade. Now let's go back here and see, nothing. Do we have something here? He told us right away, no, you don't have nothing here. And we can see, we see one low, little lower, little lower, little lower, little lower. So that's why we could not take a trend line, a support line here and trade it. And like I said, we are not trading this one for the sole reason that we don't have any lines you can put below. We don't have information for it. So now let's go back here. Little sad, we just got one trade, but the market is like this. I can't take trades without any information. Now let's see if you have taken a trade here, if you would have won. Like I personally, I would not have taken this trade because I need to touch the green line. Maybe some of you did take it there, the ones that do not want to use martingale. I think this line is pretty strong, but we see that it has some spikes below, so at least I will be inside the green one. For at least, if I was going to take a trade here, I would need to have a bar inside it at least, and then make sure I push while it is inside, so I get, because sometimes, yes, it can lag a little, at least for me now when I'm streaming two places at the same time. Like there, I would go in here. Let's see now if I would have won. It's a high probability to win here, but like I said, I will not have taken it now because I'm using martingale. Now let's see. We would have closed it pretty soon now, I guess. Hard to say. Maybe would have lost, maybe would have won. The bar closed it here, but as I did not take the trade, I can't tell. But yeah, like I said, we see here the bar go down here. So we basically got a copy of what you see over here. You see, almost a copy. But I will give it a 50-50 chance that if I had taken just a trade here, that we would have won or lost. It was not 100% clear for me, depending how good entry we got also. So yeah, but for now, nothing more we can do here. I am only trading this red line here, and I'm trading these two lines up here, because we have a lot of information to go on upwards. Now let's see, we are 51 minutes in, so we have a little more time to be trading. Let's move on. Let's take a look at GBP USD. That is one of my favorites pair, by the way. We can here easily put a continuation on our trend line. I think I want to, when I put my trend lines, sometimes I edit them after when I have more information. I start to look where the market touched most. So here we see, and here we see, and we see here it's touching beautifully. Here we got a small spike up. So here basically I'm looking only for trades if you come up to this, because it's a, once again, if you are in any doubts, it's a downtrend. You're only looking for sell opportunities, okay? So here I would be waiting patiently to come up to this line. So trade for me here would be maybe, let's say, in 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say around 5 hours, around here. I would put a stop loss. Hopefully I could put about there. Let's see if it goes, and we would be able to do that. A trade for me looks something like this. I will put my stop loss above the previous one you see here, a little above, and I will target an area where we see we quite clearly come down to. I would not target the previous low here because we only came one time down there. But here we see we have come many times to this region here, so I would be happy to take this trade. So, but before we can do that, this trade can be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7 hours we can wait for this one. So if we can get a strong market that come up to this trend line, we happily take that trade. And then the good thing is that we have the power of this trend line, and even this, let's change the color on this one if we can. Let's see, let's push here, let's change that one for red. So this is the resistant line also, so you have two protection of this one and protection of this one. So that's why this is a beautiful trade if we can get it later on. But in this session, no, we will not get this trade. Let's go back here and take a look. Like now, maybe sooner on now we can get some information down here. So if we break above, we maybe can trade this on later. But we need to make up a line where we start to see that we have a very strong support down here. First, then I can maybe trade this line. But still, I like to have at least a 2-line defense, and we will just have one. So still, I would not buy on this line, just so you know. We are getting to the end of Forex also. We have the last pair here now. Let's mark this one even more down. I would say all the way down to here. So here it basically is the same story, even more clear. Look this trend here. This is a downward. We are only taking sell opportunities. That means if we can come up to this trend line here, we will do a easy sell trade, short trade, sell trade, short trade. It's the same thing. So same thing. I would have, let's say we come up around here. Here is a little more difficult to say where to put it, but what we can see is that we had a support here. So let's say probably he will not come up, probably will be more like here. We then have our, let's see if we can mark it. We have here our extra defense. It's our resistant line now. This was support before, turn resistant. So as we could then take a trade maybe around here. Then let's see how our stop loss looks like. Beautiful stop loss. Then we have protection of this trend line, we have protection of this resistant, and we have a little to go on if you get a spike up. So this would also be a beautiful trade. But for now it's nothing, so we can just remove it. So let's save that one and done. Then we have gone through every single pair today. Now let's take a fast look on the trades we have done. We detect this gold trade. We see this support is working very strong still. So this trade, I believe, will hit or take profit. Now let's take a look here. This one is going beautifully. We are already in nice profit. Our trend line is downwards. We are taking before this support. So it's another beautiful trade. So it's basically 2 Forex trade today, and we sadly got in just one binary option trade. Now let's see here now if we can. How are we in time, by the way? Sometimes I lose the time a little. Okay, we are down to the last minutes here now. Basically it's just 3 minutes left. And you see he broke here now. I was going to see if he started to make a line here now, where we would start, maybe we could do a sell trade, but for that I would need at least 3-4 bars. That would be based something like the one we had here, that we will see that he start to base a line like this. Then I will be able to do a sell trade here, because then I have all these defense lines up here. But as we see now, we can't, because of this bar here that broke above. That means that this one is not that strong. So then let's see if we have something out of the bat here. Maybe we have something beautiful. Let's see. Let's mark this super fast. There. I think we have something here. Maybe we can take a trade out of the bat here now. If we can come up this line again, we can take a picture of this line. Binary options sell line for GPY. See, I almost lose the trade just because I'm writing. Let's see. Sad, I would have taken that trade. But we can at least at 92, 45, 93. At least you have it there. So you can trade this line today. I will not trade more this line now, but it's one for you to work with if you want to. So just posting here now, and there. So yes, this is for you all to be trading now, and yeah, let me see. We are now in the end. We are now done for today. We did only get one binary option trade, but we made a $92 profit. We made 2 Forex trades. One is running in profit, one is running a little in minus for now. So, but still, it's a good day. So with that, have an amazing day, and let's see if we can get some more trades for tomorrow.
James?
I need to stop everything. There, I'm finished.
Yeah, now I was asking if I can make